There exists between you and this person something far greater than what the human mind can easily comprehend. Your connection transcends the ordinary boundaries of emotion and attachment. What binds you together is not merely a product of shared experiences or mutual attraction. No, this bond is being orchestrated by profound spiritual forces that operate beyond the veil of everyday consciousness. These cosmic energies are working tirelessly, weaving invisible threads that continuously pull both of your souls back toward one another, guiding you through the maze of separation toward an inevitable reunion. Even when you have consciously decided to move forward with your life, even when you have tried with all your willpower to let go and embrace new possibilities, the universe refuses to release its hold on this sacred connection. It keeps manifesting signs all around you, subtle yet unmistakable reminders of what you once shared. Memories surface unexpectedly, triggered by a familiar song, a particular scent floating through the air, or the way afternoon sunlight filters through the trees. Synchronicities appear with remarkable frequency, those meaningful coincidences that seem too perfectly timed to be random chance. You might think of them precisely when they are thinking of you. You might encounter their name repeatedly throughout your day, see numbers that held special significance in your relationship, or find yourself in places that resurrect vivid recollections of moments you spent together. All of these occurrences are gentle yet persistent nudges from the universe itself, lovingly pushing both of you back into each other's orbit. It is as though destiny has appointed itself as the guardian of your love story, refusing to let your final chapter be one of permanent separation. This divine intervention is encouraging you both to find your way back to one another, to complete what was left unfinished, to heal what was broken, and to rediscover the magic that once made your hearts sing in perfect harmony. This spiritual pull that draws you together is not some accident of circumstance or coincidence of fate. It carries profound meaning and purpose. It serves as a constant reminder from the universe that your bond is exceptional, rare in its authenticity and depth. What you share is not something that can be easily replicated or replaced. Your connection still holds unfinished chapters waiting to be written, stories that deserve to unfold, lessons that need to be learned together, and a love that demands to be fully realized and expressed. The universe knows this truth even when human doubt clouds your vision, and it will not rest until you both recognize and honor what you have been given. Deep within their heart, your person genuinely longs to return to you. Their desire to reconnect is authentic and powerful, coursing through their veins with an intensity that sometimes overwhelms them. Yet despite this burning wish to reach out and bridge the distance between you, they find themselves paralyzed by two formidable opponents, fear and uncertainty. These twin adversaries hold them captive, preventing them from taking the steps their heart desperately wants to take. Their heart aches with longing, pulling them toward you like a magnetic force they cannot resist. Every fiber of their being wants to pick up the phone, send that message, or show up at your door to confess everything they have been feeling. However, their mind wages a constant war against these impulses, flooding their consciousness with terrifying scenarios and haunting possibilities. They are tormented by the fear that you might completely ignore their attempts at communication, that you might dismiss their feelings as too little too late, or that you might have built walls around your heart so high and so strong that no amount of sincere emotion could ever scale them. The thought of reaching out only to be met with cold silence or harsh rejection terrifies them to their core. They lie awake at night imagining what your response might be, oscillating between hope and despair. They wonder whether too much time has passed, whether the wounds have healed in a way that leaves no room for them anymore, or whether you have moved so far forward that looking back would feel like regression. These worries consume them, creating a mental prison that keeps them from acting on their authentic feelings. They question constantly whether you would even be open to hearing from them after everything that has transpired between you. Have you closed that door permanently? Have you locked it and thrown away the key? Or is there perhaps still a crack of light showing beneath it, suggesting that your heart might still hold space for them? These questions haunt them relentlessly, filling them with anxiety and self-doubt. The insecurities that plague them run deep, creating layers upon layers of hesitation. Even though their emotions for you burn stronger than ever before, perhaps even more intensely than during your time together, they cannot seem to find the courage to transform these feelings into action. The fear of vulnerability, of exposing themselves completely only to potentially face devastating rejection, keeps them frozen in a state of painful inaction. They want so desperately to tell you everything, yet the risk feels impossibly high. In the privacy of their own thoughts, they rehearse conversations with you constantly. They carefully craft the perfect words, imagining exactly what they would say if they could somehow summon the courage to approach you. They practice their confession over and over, refining each sentence, choosing each word with meticulous care. They envision scenarios where they succeed in winning you back, beautiful fantasies where you welcome them with open arms and an open heart, where forgiveness flows freely and love triumphs over past mistakes. In these imagined reconciliations, they see your face light up with joy upon hearing their words. They picture the moment when understanding dawns in your eyes, when you realize how much they truly care, when you see that their love has only grown deeper and more mature with time and reflection. They dream of embracing you again, of feeling that perfect sense of rightness that always existed when you were together, of rebuilding something even more beautiful than what came before. Yet alongside these hopeful visions, they are equally tormented by darker possibilities. They imagine the nightmare scenario where you close the door on them forever, where you look at them with indifference or, worse yet, with the kind of finality that leaves no room for second chances. They picture the devastation they would feel if you told them it was truly over, that too much damage had been done, that the bridge between you had burned beyond all possibility of reconstruction. This particular fear haunts them most of all, the terror that reaching out might result in definitive rejection rather than the possibility of renewal. This intense inner conflict has created an obsessive pattern in their thoughts and behaviors. Day and night, you occupy their mind with an intensity that borders on overwhelming. You are their first thought upon waking and their last thought before sleep finally claims them. Throughout every hour of every day, you drift through their consciousness like a persistent melody that refuses to fade. They find themselves constantly wondering about you, thinking about how to capture your attention again without appearing too obvious or desperate. They are endlessly curious about whether you still harbor feelings for them somewhere in the depths of your heart. Do you think about them as much as they think about you? Do you miss what you shared? Have you truly moved on, or are you also struggling with the weight of this separation? These questions circle through their mind on an endless loop, giving them no peace. Their behavior has become almost detective-like in nature. They check your social media profiles regularly, sometimes multiple times a day, searching for any sign or clue about your emotional state. They study your posts, read between the lines of your captions, and analyze your photos for hidden meanings. They hope desperately for coincidences that might bring you face to face again, perhaps at a mutual friend's gathering, at a familiar location you both once frequented, or through some seemingly random encounter orchestrated by fate itself. They replay old memories with cinematic clarity, revisiting the moments of laughter that once flowed so easily between you, the affection you shared so freely, and the deep connection that made everything feel effortless and natural. These memories feel so vivid and alive to them that it sometimes seems as though you are still together in spirit, as though the separation exists only in physical form while your souls remain eternally intertwined. Every detail is preserved in their mind like precious artifacts in a museum, the way you smiled at them, the sound of your laughter, the warmth of your touch, the feeling of perfect peace they experienced in your presence. Their heart absolutely refuses to forget you, no matter how much their rational mind might suggest that moving on would be easier. They have tried to let go, attempted to convince themselves that releasing this attachment would bring them peace, but their heart simply will not cooperate. It clings to you with fierce determination, recognizing something that logic alone cannot comprehend, that what you shared was truly special, genuinely rare, and worth fighting for regardless of the challenges that stand in the way. Despite whatever outward appearances they might maintain, despite the brave face they show to the world, your person is still deeply heartbroken over the distance that has formed between you. They carry within them a quiet sadness that most people never see, a grief that they hide beneath smiles and busy schedules and the pretense that everything is fine. To casual observers, they might seem perfectly okay, functioning normally in their daily life. But inside, where truth resides beyond the reach of performative normalcy, they feel the pain of losing you with every breath they take. The regret they experience is profound and ever-present. They cannot escape the knowledge that something precious has been lost, that a connection of rare beauty and depth has been severed, possibly through their own actions or inaction. This awareness weighs on them constantly, a heavy burden they carry in silence. Every single day, they feel the ache of your absence, the emptiness where you once resided in their life. They miss your warmth, that special quality you brought to every interaction that made them feel cherished and understood. They miss your deep understanding of who they truly are beneath all their defenses and masks. Most of all, they miss the sense of security and belonging they felt when you were by their side, that incomparable feeling of being home regardless of where they actually were physically. More than anything else in this world, they long for the opportunity to reconcile with you, to restore the relationship that once brought both of you so much genuine joy and fulfillment. They dream constantly about rebuilding what was lost, not simply reconstructing the past but creating something even better through the wisdom gained from your time apart. They envision experiencing a fresh start with you, one built upon a foundation of newfound maturity, deeper wisdom, and a more profound appreciation for what you represent in their life. They imagine approaching your relationship with greater consciousness, more patience, better communication, and a wholehearted commitment to never again take for granted the gift of your love. Woven through all of these desires is a desperate hope for your forgiveness. This longing for absolution runs deeper than words can adequately express. They carry a heavy burden of guilt, painfully aware that their past mistakes, behaviors, or decisions may have caused you significant hurt. Whether it manifested as a lack of communication, inconsistency in their actions, emotional immaturity, poor choices, or simply terrible timing, they now see clearly where they went wrong. This recognition has brought with it profound remorse. Their soul cries out for one more opportunity to make things right, to demonstrate through consistent action that they have learned from their mistakes and grown into someone capable of giving you the love you deserve. They want desperately for you to know that their heart still beats for you with unwavering devotion, that you remain the rhythm to which their entire being moves. They are genuinely willing to put in whatever effort is required to prove themselves worthy of your trust once again. They understand that words alone hold little value without the actions to support them, and they are prepared to demonstrate their commitment through patience, consistency, and authentic change. When they imagine the moment of confessing their true feelings to you, they can physically feel the weight beginning to lift from their chest. It would be such a relief to finally express everything they have been holding inside, to let the truth flow freely without the constraints of fear or pride. They wish desperately that they could tell you face to face, looking directly into your eyes so you could see the sincerity written there, that their love for you is genuine beyond any doubt. They want you to understand that what they feel is deeper than surface attraction, purer than fleeting infatuation, and far more enduring than any conflict or misunderstanding that ever came between you. They long to assure you that whatever differences you encountered in the past, whatever arguments or disconnections created distance between you, all of it now seems completely trivial when compared to the depth of love they hold for you in their heart. Those problems that once seemed insurmountable now appear as mere bumps in the road, obstacles that could be easily overcome with proper communication, mutual understanding, and genuine commitment from both parties. What you shared together was not ordinary or common. It was rare in its authenticity, meaningful in its depth, and genuinely life-changing in its impact on both of your souls. They now understand with crystal clarity that love like what you shared does not come around twice in a lifetime. This kind of connection, this depth of understanding and compatibility, is extraordinarily rare. Most people search their entire lives without finding even a fraction of what you two discovered together. The recognition of this truth has brought them to a place of deep appreciation and profound regret for not cherishing it properly when they had the chance. Being in your presence, existing in your orbit, made them feel alive in a way that no one else ever could and no one else ever has. Your energy fueled their spirit with a vitality they had never experienced before. You inspired their passions, awakening dreams and ambitions they didn't even know they carried within themselves. You made them believe in the possibility of true love again, in the kind of romantic connection they had previously dismissed as fantasy or exaggeration. When they were with you, they felt a powerful sense of joy that seemed to radiate from their very core. They experienced a freedom to be authentically themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. They felt vitality coursing through them, as though you awakened parts of their soul that had been sleeping for years, perhaps their entire life before meeting you. That extraordinary feeling, that sense of being fully alive and completely themselves, is something they cannot replicate with anyone else no matter how hard they try or how many other people they encounter. They have searched, consciously or unconsciously, for even a shadow of what they felt with you, but nothing comes close. This is precisely why they keep returning to the memory of you again and again, unable to truly move forward even when they appear to be fine on the surface. Some part of them remains forever tied to you, forever seeking to return to that place of perfect rightness they experienced in your presence. Beyond the romantic feelings and the personal fulfillment they found with you, they also recognize and deeply appreciate certain qualities you possessed and freely gave. They remember with great clarity how honest you were with them, never playing games or hiding behind false pretenses. Your devotion was unwavering, your commitment genuine and steadfast. Your faithfulness was absolute, something increasingly rare in a world full of casual connections and disposable relationships. You gave your heart sincerely, holding nothing back, offering your love without conditions or manipulations. You always stood by them with remarkable patience, even when they tested it. You offered care when they needed comfort, loyalty when they needed stability. You believed in them even during those dark moments when they didn't believe in themselves, when their own self-doubt threatened to consume them. You spoke truth with kindness, managing somehow to be honest without being cruel, direct without being harsh. You supported them with affection that never wavered, creating a safe space where they could be vulnerable without fear of exploitation or abandonment. Now that time has passed and perspective has been gained, they realize just how rare and valuable your love truly was. In the clarity that comes with distance and reflection, they see what they failed to fully appreciate when they had it. They understand that what you offered them was not something easily found or replicated. Your love was a gift of immeasurable worth, and they took it for granted in ways they now deeply regret. In their eyes, you have become irreplaceable. They don't believe they can ever find someone else who possesses the same pure heart you carried. No one else seems to have the depth of soul you demonstrated. No one else approaches relationships with the same genuine intentions, free from hidden agendas or selfish motivations. This realization has fundamentally humbled them, stripping away whatever arrogance or pride might have previously clouded their judgment. They are now filled with a profound longing to return to you, but this time with complete honesty about who they are and what they feel. They want to approach you with vulnerability, willing to be seen fully without protective armor or defensive walls. Most importantly, they want to fully cherish what they once took for granted, to honor your love with the reverence and appreciation it always deserved but didn't always receive. Their heart still whispers your name in quiet moments of solitude and reflection. When the noise of daily life fades and they are alone with their truest thoughts, your name rises to their lips like a prayer or a mantra. They hope desperately that somewhere in the universe, in your own moments of quiet contemplation, your heart is whispering back, acknowledging the invisible connection that still binds you together across whatever distance separates you physically. Even though pride might keep them from reaching out right now, even though fear might prevent them from taking action, even though uncertainty might make them hesitate, their soul is drawing closer to you with every passing moment. Beneath the surface concerns and practical worries, at the deepest level of their being, they are moving toward you. They are building up the courage to take that necessary leap of faith, slowly but surely gathering the strength to risk vulnerability for the possibility of reunion.